Hi there! Happy Friday to everyone watching live, and happy whatever day and date it is to those of you watching this recorded. Welcome to the Beastmen DLC for Total War Warhammer. As you can see from the new splash screen, these are Beastmen. I was hoping, ideally when I stream stuff, I want to be able to say, hey, this is this, and this is that, and here's how this works, and here's how that works. I confess I come to these Beastmen woefully unprepared. I don't know who they are. They just look like a bunch of Minotaurs to me. Don't know what units they've got. I meant to duck into this and take a quick look at it after it came out yesterday and did not get to, for various reasons that are unimportant, but this is going to be fairly new to me. So hopefully it will be new to you, and you won't be shouting at the stream, do such and such, dummy, it's so obvious. Quick reminders, appreciate it if you give these videos the thumbs up. Somehow that helps me, I'm not sure how, but YouTube takes that into account when they're evaluating blah 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 blah. Also, we are, I don't know, 70, 80 subscriptions away from 1,000. When we hit 1,000, I'm going to drink a beer live on the air, and I've pledged to do it on an empty stomach. So I can guarantee that that particular stream will feature me, hands down, no questions asked, just without dispute, buzzed. Yep, I will be officially tipsy. We're also taking requests for Request Wednesday on Tuesday at 7 p.m. I will draw a name out of a virtual hat from amongst whatever games you guys have voted for, and that's the game I will be playing the next Wednesday. You can vote by typing into the chat channel, I vote for, and then the name of your game. Alternatively, you can just type into one of the comments sections here, I vote for, and I'll get a notice that, hey, somebody commented, and I'll confirm your vote in the chat channel, in the comment section. If you say it in the chat channel, like Chris Marketson just voted for American Truck Simulator, as long as I call you out like that, that means I've seen it and your vote is logged. If I don't say anything, it's probably because I'm busy staring at some Beastmen stat and didn't notice your vote. So vote again. Go ahead and just spam the channel with your vote until I see it. I want to make sure you get your vote in. Meta Baron votes for Save the Date. You can vote for an old game, a new game, a good game, a bad game. As long as it's available on the PC or the PS4, I will definitely acquire a copy and stream it. Today at 7 p.m., 57 minutes, or give or take, from now, I'm going to be giving away 6 games, of which 2, at least, maybe more, are not terrible. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and just tell you real quick in advance what the games are so you know what to expect. I am giving away copies of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm giving away copies of Demetrios, Outrage, Spirit Sphere, Quadrilateral Cowboy, Vermintide, and I Am Weapon. I'll explain a little bit more about those as we get closer to the drawing. So just be sure to be here at 7 p.m. All you got to do is type your name in the chat channel. We'll take votes, and you'll be eligible to win one of those. 6 people will be winners today, some more than others. You can find me on Twitter at QT3. Stuff I write is at quarterto3.com. I've got a Patreon campaign at patreon.com/TomChick. And now let's look at some Beastmaster. We should be so lucky, right? A little Beastmaster DLC. Some Beastmen DLC for Total War Warhammer. You can play the full campaign with the Beastmen, and as near as I can tell, they just kind of stick them off to the side. I don't really know how well they're integrated into the full campaign, and I have my doubts, because the campaign map in Total War Warhammer is such a thing of beauty, and it has such character, and the positioning of each race in regard to the other races seems really carefully calculated. So it's a little odd to me that they just stuck off to the left the Beastmen. I don't know how much thought went into that, and I'm frankly a little concerned. But we'll see. For now, we're going to do this dedicated Beastmen campaign, which I don't really know what it is. I booted it up Let's actually, I don't want to continue. I want to start a new one. Back up. Yeah, right. Continue to the next screen, right? All right. Here is the map, right? It's a new map. Here's an inset view. I guess we're starting at the Reichland Channel. We can go to the Mirror Moors and Reichwald Forest. You Warhammer fans probably could tell me all sorts of lore about those things, like why they're called the Mirror Moors. We can choose between one faction leader. All right. Khosrok the One-Eye, so a Cyclops Minotaur fella. Powerful melee fighter, alright. Can unlock, alright. Nothing new there. And he starts with Minotaurs. There we go. As far as I know, Beastmen are just Minotaurs, varying flavors of Minotaurs. Richard Holt asked the questions we're all wondering is, why aren't these Skaven? Right? That's what I'd like, some Skaven. Who doesn't want Horde? They're like the Zergs of Warhammer, right? Hordes of weird little mutant rats. That's what I want to fight. Instead of Centaurs. So a centaur and an Igor? I don't know. Bestial cavalry. Hybrid man-beasts. Raging at fate. They bring their anger to bear upon anything in their path. Whereas the Minotaurs... they have ferocious hunger. All right, let's see. So this is a Horde faction in that it's going to pick up camp and move around, I believe. Oh, good lord, that's way too much text for us to read. And they like beating up on humans, apparently. I imagine they're angry about being beast men and not just men. Richard Holt says, look, I'm on the fence about this. Seriously, guys, is this worth the price of entry? Because this is a $20 add-on. Now, whether or not that's too expensive for DLC is between you and your wallet. I don't know. I don't know what $20 means to you. But for $20, you get a new faction and you get this mini campaign. Is it worth it? Richard Holt asks. I don't know. Let's take a look at the faction and sort of see what we have to deal with. I assume the volume level is okay for you guys. I can barely hear that. All right. Do we want to watch this? Do we care? Yeah, let's watch it. We don't know what Beastmen are. So far, they sound like orcs. Like orcs and cows. Okay, it's fairly beastly. I think you have to pay $1.99 extra to get blood effects. So the Beastmen are English, because you'll note they spelled savor with O-U-R. Chris Markinson notes that was a really terrible example of a battle. Whoever was playing the humans in that particular battle, yeah, they didn't seem to know what they were doing. There's our introduction to the Beastmen. They apparently kidnap humans and chop the heads off dead bodies, and okay. As we know from their +5 leadership against humans, they're really mad at people, at humans. Here is the map. Beastmen are known for their Hulk speak. All right. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, is what he's trying to express there. Okay, I don't, yeah, okay. I think the Beastmen are speaking Dothraki. Dothraki or Klingon, I'm not sure. So he's really mad at a human leader. I think that must be Toddbringer right there. Toddbringer has quite the plumage. I'm not sure I'd want to be seen in a helmet like that, frankly. I just think it would draw laughter. I don't know. All right, so we don't like Toddbringer. Toddbringer, also the helmet, I question. I don't know about that name, Toddbringer. Like he's bringing the Todd. You know, it's like Kevin Bringer. Nobody's called Kevin Bringer. All right, so our first, we want to destroy this faction for our first. So this is our gimme quest, right? These dudes here, this whole faction we want to take out. Tab is the map. Okay, yeah, some of this is coming back to me. Let's see, where are the, is this not diplomatic? Okay, why is, oh, of course, everything's red because we are a horde. We don't control any territory, we just walk around in a big old camp. So there is DLC for this, as Robert Harvey is noting. There's Blood DLC where you spend $1 to add blood effects. I'm sorry, $2. And I believe, yeah, blood effects. We have it enabled right here. This little this option in the box, this check mark, cost $1.99. Is it worth it? Well, it's between you and your wallet. All right. So, what does a horde mechanic do? It's not a rhetorical question. I'm really asking you guys. What does a horde mechanic do? No, I kind of know. So the horde mechanic was introduced, I think, in Attila. Were there horde? There might have been hordes in Rome too. I don't recall. At any rate, the horde mechanic, Attila really took advantage of it because he was a horde dude, the Mongols. There were also the Chaos faction in the main campaign are horde dudes. Now these guys are horde dudes, and you can tell by this little wagon wheel right there. It says, hey, we're a horde. We don't like cities. We don't care about them. We're just going to travel around in a camp and trash stuff. We also, we have tech trees for them. So there are these 4 starting points. Okay, hold on. I'm making a huge mess. I just knocked over a trash can. In case you guys, oh my God. Pencil sharpener shavings everywhere. It's a disaster. Good Lord. All right, I'll deal with that later. Now I've got graphite all over my hands. Yeah, okay. Where were we? We've got these 4 tracks of advancement in our tech tree. And this thing over here, Seed of Hate, increases research rate. We want this, right? You want that early on to snowball the bonus you get from it. Our research rate is 100%. It's going to eat up a lot of our gold. Oh, whereas these are... no, right. Yeah, these are free. So do we spend all of our gold right off the bat? I don't know. Richard Holt is confirming that Horde is new in Attila. Black Isis is saying Todd, with a long O, so Toad, is German for death. That's way better than Toddbringer. Now, Black Isis, what would Kevin Bringer? What would that mean? What about Doug Bringer? Chris Markets says that's a bit of a limited tech tree for those beasts. I would characterize it as stubby. Presumably it's balanced such that, like, look, these are going to take 7 turns. This one you get instantly, but you pay big money for. So let's not pay. One of the common mistakes in Total War game, especially when you're first learning a faction, is buying cool stuff and then going bankrupt and getting into an economic death spiral. So I'm not going to be spending this money just yet. So Grizzly trophies. Okay, we saw that in the cutscene. They cut off heads and stick them on pikes. Leadership +5. Okay, we already have that. I guess we have it more. Research rate -5. Oh, so is the idea that the more of these we get, Yeah, we're slowing down ours. There's only so much research a Minotaur can keep in its head. So it looks like as you get more research, it slows down. Unit XP goes up for gores and ungores. Melee bonuses, alright. Beastly Stupor. I suffer this tech at about 3 p.m. every day. You know, after a big lunch. A little Beastly Stupor. Fresh Blood Grounds. Income from raiding. Let's get this one. And then we just have, is tab going to move us through? Oh no, tab is that. How do we move? I've written all of my hotkeys. I actually keep a folder for games that I plan to play repeatedly, like that I want to stay in the rotation. So I have a folder here for Total War Warhammer, which has notes that, oh my god, what is all of it? Alright, yeah, I took a lot of notes, but the first page is hotkeys. Alright, I don't really need them on this screen. Let's look real quick. Here's our events. We have our Give Me quest is to take out. So this faction is actually pretty widespread. It's not just one little stubby faction. These are our forces. We just have our main army. We have no provinces. Oh, here are other provinces. All right. Mirror Moors. I'm waiting on one of you Warhammer nerds to tell me why it's called that. Known factions, these guys who we hate, and the Cult of Ulrich. Why do I know the name Ulrich? Isn't that someone in Arthurian legend? I don't know. Alright, that stuff is pretty straightforward. Let's now look real quick at our army before we start breaking things. So, because we're a horde, here's our army. This right here is the stuff we can build. And our horde, basically, it's a camp. It carries around buildings in the army. The Beastmen also have this, which if you've played the orcs will look really familiar. As this rage, what is it? Let me just, we are quarrelsome right now. As our, where's that tooltip? Okay, I can't hit the, where's the sweet spot? There we go. As our bestial rage, right now we're cowed, increases, it's going down. Inactivity and military defeats, drop it. Keep it high by winning battles or adopting the raiding stance. All right. When it gets here, like the orcs, I believe we're going to get a free AI army that tags along behind us. What do we have here? Oh, right, skill. Can he rank up at this? No, he has no skill points. Oh, right. That one is his level. Character details. Yeah, all right, we have no equipment. He's just badass all around, right? Anything of no? Yeah, all right. So, look at that. 3,400 hit points. I do like that. Here are our stances. We can be in raiding stance, right? That gets our bestial rage up. Slows growth in the province. Why is growth -5 in green? It's their growth, right? We're slowing their growth. We are immune to attrition, and we get money from raiding. Good to know. What is this? Hidden encampment. We're just hiding. Yeah, so this is just where we want to cower. I don't know why we'd do that. And then use beast paths. So this is like the forced march, right? Traverse terrain that would normally be impassable. Oh, so I wonder, is this like using the underground travel for the dwarves? I wonder if it's the same. Huh. Nearby hostile armies may intercept. Should it be intercepted, retreat's impossible, and you have a battle. It looks like it's exactly like the dwarves. I think the orcs have it too, the underground movement there. Alright, so far everything is looking kind of familiar. It's like a little bit of orcs crossed with chaos. Let's look at our encampment. Here is, this is, I'm guessing, is Ancient Bloodground. Yeah, this is our recruiting capacity. We can upgrade it to recruit more. Oh, we spread Chaos Corruption. That makes it harder for other factions to grow. So right, that's that value. Our dugout, isn't that a baseball thing? This determines what things we can research. So here's what we want. We want to get a pit hovel so we can add ungores and ungore spearmen. And then here's a blank spot where we can build. All right, here we go. This is our building tree. Not sure what this... Oh, the den lets us build... Of course, a den lets us build warhounds. Do we want that? What's over here? Now, how do we upgrade... Sorry, thanks for bearing with me as I'm figuring this out. But how do we then upgrade? Yeah, okay, our population grows. All right, so this is just like a city. Our population grows and hits thresholds, and we level up our horde. So let's build something new. Support we can't start with. Once we can, what will it give us? Armor and melee for all units. So basically a pile of weapons that they draw from. What will this give us? We can't build it yet. Why then? Why then is that an option if... Alright, so let's start doing something that can give us warhounds, right? I'm going to do this. So I guess, do we always have an extra slot? Alright, and then this could be upgraded, which will take most of our money, and it will allow us greater growth. Yeah, we want that as well. Alright, there we go. Let's go punch something. What can we punch? We have our horde selected. Oh, okay, and then we have, here's our leader. We have a couple of gore herds, which are axe infantry. An ungore herd. What's the difference between a gore and an ungore? Obviously, one is the opposite of the other. Well, we have gore and ungore. They're axe herds. I could right-click, and then it calls up the online website, which is a little slow. I shouldn't have even bothered with that. There we go. Ungore herd. Frontline. So axe soldiers. Here are their stats. You know, I wish this was in the game. I imagine one of the advantages of this is that as they balance and patch unit stats, they can update it, but they could also update it in the game. Because guess what? When you patch a game to change these stats, you could then patch whatever documentation comes in it. But no, got to go online to get those stats. We can also look at that over here. Ungore spearmen. So spear infantry, axe infantry. Let's see, raiders are missile infantry, bestial cavalry, and monsters. So we have a little bit of everything. Okay, so some variety. Alright, let's go punch something, which I don't think we can do because, do you guys know why? Because we started building, so it dropped us into hidden encampment, which is, I guess, where we build. Maybe this wasn't a good idea because now we're stuck here. Alright, so I can't move. Let's just end some turns. What do we got here? Factions. Yep. Alright, I'm going to end turn. I wonder if it's a good idea to just camp at the beginning of a campaign. We've built some things. Are we good to move now? No, because we're still in hidden encampment. I guess we can change this, right? Beastmen ambush. Raiding. Okay, ambush, of course, lets us travel farther. Raiding brings in our distance, as does... Oh, beast paths is our secret travel. Alright, so let's just go to ambush, and let's go punch. These both look pretty minimal. Let's work our way around this way. Alright, so we're going to do a counterclockwise sweep through these dudes' territory. They really sound like orcs to me. This is a battle against Adolphus Bieber. How's that for a combination of terrible names? Named after Justin Bieber and Adolf Hitler. I can't imagine... Yeah, that's this poor guy. Let's put him out of his misery. He's just got some sword dudes and spears. So this is going to be super easy. I would normally just resolve this automatically, but I just want to real quick get a handle on the interface. Ungor raiders can stalk. Whatever that means. I'm guessing that means deploy outside of the starting area. Alright, so bear with me. I'm going to put all my infantry guys on a hotkey. Those are missiles. So that's one. And then let's do this. Why is that locked? Oh, unlock it there. Let's scooch these guys there. No, wait. Alright, that is one. Then let's put our missile dudes on two. And if you watched me play this before, this will look pretty familiar to you. Let's get these guys out of the way. And then we're going to stretch them in a line out front. What? Oh, whoops, I grabbed the wrong guy. Those are my monsters. And why are they? Yeah, because they're locked as well. Alright, for maximum frontage. And here are our cavalry, right? Centaurs, we'll put them on the hotkey 3. And our beasts, our monsters over here on the hotkey 4. On the flanks, and then our leader on the hotkey 5 back here. Alright, we're going to fire up... how do I start the battle? Oh, the big start battle button usually is how you do that sort of thing. Oh, whoops, okay. Alright, let's see, Control A, does that work? And now how do I make sure everybody moves? I just go forward. Okay, in formation. Alright, so we're just going to walk forward. They are running, so I'm tapping R so that we walk. There's no hurry. Let's take a look at these guys. I've missed this fantasy war porn. Alright, so obviously they're going to sit there and wait for us. Fair enough. That's what I would do if I was outnumbered like they are. Alright, these are just boring humans, though. Got a little snippet of a war speech there. Alright, so they're spirited. Let's now go look at our dudes while they're walking forward. Oh, and I can speed it up. Let me just real quick admire the war porn, and then we'll speed it up. Alright, these are my Minotaurs. That is pretty nice looking. They have a metric ton of hit points. Let me just check real quick. Compared to, say... Well, those guys have a lot of hit points, too. Oh, considering how few of them there are, though, they have the same amount of hit points as more numerous fellas. Alright, they're within a leadership radius. What do we got here? They have Blood Greed. Oh, is that something I fire off? Let's see, Blood Greed. It's an augment. Shouldn't it be a spell power over here? Or it's in effect? Oh, disabled if leadership is broken. Alright, so as long as they have leadership, they move faster, and they get leadership? I don't know. Alright, they have Blood Greed. I'm okay with that. They cause fear. That's good. A lot of the monsters do. And they're good at sieging. Alright, let's go look at our cavalry, because we might want to run them forward. So here we go. This is a Centaur. Centaur. Don't call this a centaur. A Centaur. Pretty fierce looking. Wow, they got a lot of stuff going on. They're rowdy. They have Primal Fury. So these are buffs from what? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, there we go. From rowdiness. Immune to vigor. What is vigor? I don't remember. Immune to psychology. Don't try to psychoanalyze a Centaur. It will not work. If you put a Centaur in therapy, slow down, dudes. Nothing's going to happen. They're immune to psychology. Alright, and then we have our archers here, and then just our infantry here. These guys are pretty pokey. And my leader is just a melee fighter, right? Alright. Oh, and then who are these raider fellas? Oh, they just look like humans, but I guess they're not. They are beastmen. Alright. So they're kind of like junior Minotaurs. Because they have their little stubby horns. They have their hooved feet. And these are the same, right? Ungor Raiders and Ungor Raiders. Alright. So, everybody has reached the point I wanted them to get to. Let me just do this real quick. Make sure everybody gets in position. Alright, let's, once again, hit Control A and just scooch everyone forward a little bit. Once these guys get to firing, we'll be good to go. And let's go ahead and move these fellas out here. And, of course, these fellas. A little flanking. Actually, you guys get all the way up on the mountain. Mountain. It's not quite a mountain. We'll call that a hillock. Oh, what does this red mean? What is their little red? Isn't that bad? Hot. Oh, right. Because I've selected this army. They are being, what are they? Spearmen? They're a high threat to this. Whereas if I select this army, medium threat. Alright. Not much of a threat at all to them. Yeah, so I think this is an indication, if I'm not mistaken, of the paper, rock, scissorsness of it. And if I'm also not mistaken, I have the interface set to show a bunch of this stuff, when normally it doesn't do that by default. Alright, let's just move our center up just a tad. How do I automatically stop? What's the hotkey for halt? Shoot a monkey. Hold on. Good lord, where in my notes? I guess I did not write that. Well, obviously there's a key down here. Backspace means stop. Alright. Alright, are you guys not firing yet? So these guys should be firing. Don't we get arrow pictures? Oh, here they come. Alright. And let's, oh, we want to put these guys on skirmish. Yeah, we're skirmish. Here we go. So we want them to back up as these guys come in. I'm going to go ahead and move my leader up because he wants to be into the fray. We'll go ahead and hit these guys from the side. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Select that, and then hit these guys from the side. Bring these monsters in here. This should be nice. Wow! Good going, monsters. So that's one of the balanced things in Total War Warhammer, right? Is the monster units versus human units. Alright, and then let's get one. Well, we'll just do this. You guys come over here, and then you guys join this side. And as I said, this is pretty much a done deal. I'm just getting used to the interface, so we'll just enjoy some gore. Now, if you've played Total War Warhammer before the Blood DLC, look at this. This is all new. Look at that, little Gibbs over there. Now, I'm kind of sad that Creative Assembly is selling that instead of making it the default. I mean, that's a big part of the atmosphere. Why would I have to pay for... I don't know. Alright, so we won that. That went exactly as we expected. Richard Holt, who regular... Oh, we just got an achievement. Says he's only played Empire so far. Do you mean Total War Empire, Richard Holt? Wow, that's sad. Richard Holt. Black Isis says, after Rome 2, she was just like, meh, she really liked Rome, Medieval 2, Shogun 2, and she hasn't been following the games since then. Yeah, Rome 2 is really, as far as I'm concerned, a black mark on Creative Assembly's, especially in the wake of Shogun 2, because Shogun 2 was really good. Although, wait a minute. Shogun 2 is after Rome 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Wait, no, do I have it backwards? You guys let me know. Okay, so let's see. How many losses did we take? 7. So they're 450. We wiped them out. Now, here's what we get to do to this settlement. Normally in Total War Warhammer, Chris Markinson says, didn't you love the AI in Total War Empire? Yeah, I'm sure if they had added one, I would have. Oh, snap. So normally we would inhabit this. I forgot what the name of it was. Adolphus Bieber. The worst name would be Justin Hitler, right? Normally we would take over his settlement, and then use it to build new stuff. But because we're the horde mechanic, look, here's what we get to do. We can raise and defile it, or raise and loot it. I don't know why they changed the order of the words. Oh, because you loot it before you raise it, and you raise it and then you defile it? All right. We can either choose horde growth or money. At this point, we want horde growth. So wait, this is the only way we get money, right? Well, I like growth. Let's go with growth first. So we're just going to defile stuff. So we destroy the buildings. Their shrines are defiled. Their settlement is torched. Otherwise, yeah. So loot and raise is what all the factions can do. This, I think, is unique to a horde mechanic. So let's raise and defile it. Oh, look, it's ruins. They can't build there now unless... And this took me forever to figure out. Do you guys know when this happens in Total War Warhammer? You can march a dude over here and rebuild it. I was always like, well, how long does it take before I can rebuild it? You have to march someone there and you have to pay money, and then it becomes a buildable city again. I did not... It took me a long time to realize, because I don't think that's documented. Alright, so now what options do we have? Black Isis asks a very good question. What are those weird waves in the forest? Wait, let me see if I can find one. There, see that? Those, Black Isis, excellent question, are the winds of magic. There we go there. Some factions use magic more than others. I'm guessing the Beastmen, because they're kind of like orcs and dwarves, aren't very magic reliant. Although the dwarves use like no magic at all. The orcs do have shaman characters that can use magic. Other factions definitely rely more heavily on magic. You know, chaos folks. Uh, it's the equivalent of weather in the other Total War games, in that it varies and it determines basically how many spell points you get at the beginning of a battle, and I believe how quickly they regenerate. So let's see if I can look at province stats. Where can I do that? Oh, good lord, sorry. Here I am once again figuring out the interface. So normally when you click on something, oh, here we go. Yeah. Where am I getting stats for? If I remember, no, help page, sorry, we don't want that. At any rate, it's part of, here we go. Nope. Nope. It's part of the, and it varies, it's part of the stats. There we go. It's just wait for the tooltip, Tom. You'll see it's dense forest and the winds of magic are blowing. They have various degrees to which they can be present, and the number will, I think, show you like how many winds of magic blowing. Are they just blowing everywhere? I think that number has to do with how many mana points you're going to get. So that's what those wavy lines are. And I don't think they're important to us because we don't have any magic users. Alright, we have used all of our movement. Yeah, what is that? We have this much money. Oh, there's our income, right in front of us. The Dark Moon. Interesting, what is this? The Dark Moon is of great importance to the Beastmen. A chance for any Beastman leader to guide. Alright. So something is going to happen in 6 turns that involves a Dark Moon. What if I wanted a tooltip, a help for that? There's our map. Alright, well, let's... and now we've carved out this bit of neutral territory. This province, Elslow, is in ruins. Alright, so we're going to work our way around here. I presume we're going to refill these. If I recruit, I think it'll stop my movement. Oh yeah, we have to be stopped in encampment. I assume I can't build. Yeah. Alright, let's just end the turn. We're going to go, it's turn 2. Let's go to turn 3. What is this? Oh, there's our tech being researched. Oh, let me look at these real quick. Okay, so for the campaign overall, we want to kill this faction here. We want to raise 30 settlements. Okay, I'm guessing it's the whole map. Earn a lot of money from raiding. So basically, our major campaign victory is just trash everything, make lots of money, and kill Toddbringer. I know it is Toadbringer. I just like calling him Toddbringer as a way of diminishing him. It's an intentional insult. It's a tactic I've learned from certain political parties in the United States. Aha! Let's use this dude's skill point. This will be familiar to anyone who's leveled up a leader before. You'll note these all have multiple charges, or multiple level up degrees once we get into this bit. These are his unique things for specific quests. Here's where I give him a mount, so he can ride around in battle on a cool looking razor gore chariot. Yep, sorry. This stream is now officially Black Cat enabled. Come here, fatty. We now have a Black Cat participating. Oh god, you're so big. Alright, get the cables out of the way. Sorry, dude. Give me your paw. Alright, there we go. Sorry. Alright, so do we want to go for pretty straightforward stuff? Leadership, campaign bonuses, and direct combat bonuses. This is how it breaks down in most of the hero skill trees. So we can move more quickly. I think I'm going to take that one. More of a leadership aura and a better melee. Yeah, let's take this just so we can get around the battlefield faster and unlock whatever strategic bonuses these might be. And now end, right, because it was warning us, don't end the turn, you've got something cool you can do, dummy. And we're going to work our way over here. Why? Oh, right. For an ambushment, why can we only move this far? I'm a little unclear about this. What if we used beast paths? Why are we stopping We can barely get past this river. I'm very confused. This happened before when I played the campaign. I'm very confused about the effect that rivers have on movement. Because look, I seem to be, like I can make a fair distance over here, but this line here, which is a river, more or less, yeah, a river, seems to be stopping me cold. If there is some rule, and I freaking wish the game was clearer about this, what is the rule for crossing rivers, for Pete's sake? Because if it's as simple as you have to stop before you go across the river, or it takes 50% of your movement to cross a river, I want to know that. Alright, while I'm playing this game, someone write an angry letter to Creative Assembly. So you'll note beast paths let me get across the river barely. What other stances do I have? Hidden encampment just means stop and recruit stuff. Raiding, which seems to give me the most movement, right? With raiding there. No, raiding and ambush seem the same. Seriously, why is it so hard to cross a dang river? Alright, well, you know what? We're going to go... Oh, look here. So here they've got an army. Jovi Hellborg. It's not a terrible name. Is in this little encampment. Black Isis says, don't you need to cross rivers at a bridge? If so, I would love to know that, Black Isis. Because look here. I actually like your theory a lot. I'm not sure it bears up on the other times I've played the game. But look, if I select here... Yeah, because look here. Oh, I like Black Isis. Excellent. Yeah, that's a bridge, and it's clearly a bridge, right? So I could cross the river. I really like what you're saying. Is it that straightforward? And then, of course, the beast paths. I can go under the river. Is it that simple in the other game? I don't recall it being the case, because in the other, I say the other game, in the main campaign. In the main campaign, it seemed like there were fjords. At any rate, it does seem like it's that clear. Is there a bridge down here? No. If that's the case, I really like that a lot. And I'm betting that is the case. Oh, a beast path can get us way over here. Alright, do we want to trash this first before this army builds up? I don't like the fact that his army is about the same size as ours. So let's do a little growth before we hit this. We're going to use the beast path to secretly move out here. And go. Oop, sorry. Left click to move. Black Isis is saying that's how she remembers Rome and medieval working. Is you needed fords and bridges. Now I'm wondering where I was having issues with it in the main campaign. Was I just missing the graphic for fords and bridges? Interesting. Well, I like that you pointed that out because I feel like that now is the key to figuring out movement. Alright, that's all we can do this round. We're about to go punch Caroburg. Alright, I love these bits. The Ruinous. If you like Total War Attila, and if you're all, oh, I'm not going to buy DLC. DLC is stupid. I have bad news for you. The DLC for Total War Attila is really cool, A, for adding some different factions, but B, for adding all of these cool paradox style. And I say paradox style referencing the developer, not the concept of a paradox. These paradox style, they're from games like EU4 or their best game, Victoria 2. These choices, these choice and consequence overlays that sit over the strategic level. The DLC for Attila offers some great stuff, and it's this kind of thing where you make a choice. A lot of times the choice might unlock a kind of a story beat thing. So I regret to tell you, if you like a Total War Attila, it's worth buying the DLC. I say worth it. Again, the cost is between you and your wallet, but as far as the gameplay stuff that it adds, some of it is very good. So I like this kind of thing. Let's see. Our dark choice right now, ruinous powers take grim pleasure in our endeavors. Well, it's very kind of them. In their dark mirth, they grant a boon. All right. Which boon are we going to get from their dark mirth? Gorbull. That's a fun word. We can harness its destructive nature to get a new hero. Well, why wouldn't we choose that? Oh, is this somebody's name? I'm guessing it is. Or, oh, okay, we choose one of two. Bray-Shaman. I do like me some of these Warhammer names. Bray-Shaman So he's probably going to use magic, right? Let's go ahead and choose this guy, because I'm guessing Gorbel, you just run him into battle and he does whatever. Bray-Shaman will probably give us some cool spells. Oh no, did I just get an agent instead? Yeah. Yeah, he's an agent. Alright. Let's see, what can he do? He can damage buildings, he can spread corruption, magical interference, okay. Assassinate is good. Assault unit. Alright, well, we can move him around and do funky things with him. We can also scout with him, right? So, Bray-Shaman... Oh, Bray-Shaman is his class. Dar Flesh Eater is his name, in case you're wondering. Oh yeah, right. We could rename him, but Black Isis is saying in Roman medieval you could build forts at bridges to cut off your neighbors. Wow, I like that. And Richard Holt says, "Yeah, Tom, you totally missed the fords in your main campaign." Fair enough. Richard Holt also reminding me I could just stick him in the army. Yes, I could. I feel like we've got this. That's a small army. And, okay, actually, let's look at his character sheet. If he had spells, wouldn't I be seeing that somewhere? I seem to recall if he had spells, they would be in here, right? Oh, right, he has to unlock them, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know Spirit Leech yet, but I can learn it. And you can get experience for your agents by, as Richard Holt said, putting them in battle. I think sending them around and doing missions, you can also get XP for them. I kind of want to scout, though. Do I care about scouting? Because I'm just breaking stuff. You know, let's just put him in with the... Let's just embed him. How do I do this? Oh, so if I deploy him, right. So that's his sort of passive thing. If I deploy him, enemy armies get less winds of magic. Alright, but I want to add him to my army, and now he can fight there and get XP. Alright, speaking of fighting, let's go punch. Oh, we can't... Oh, no, we have to be in the right stance for it, which I'm guessing is raiding or ambush. What is the difference? Oh, right, of course, raiding... Why are they calling raiding and not forced march? Alright, whatever. Alright, Caroburg, here we come. This is very... Oh, I see, right. That's why... Total War Warhammer, you're really being mean to me right off the bat. That's why this looks really bad. Not because, hey, look at the size of this army and this army. He's got two armies there. What does that mean? Yeah. What is this? Labor for... Oh, right. We could set up a siege. Here's a question. If I set up a siege, isn't one of these a garrison that can't leave? No, there's no such thing. They could totally make a big army. Alright, here I feel like we've bitten off a little bit more than we can chew. What do we have here? Well, let's see. If they want to come at us, they definitely have us outnumbered. Let's siege them. But first... Quick save of the game. Now, we can build siege towers and battering rams. Let's add a siege tower. How much labor do we have per turn? Where am I seeing that? Oh, okay, well, this will take us 2 turns. Where's my labor? Oh, this? Where's my labor per turn? Oh, 68. Well, it doesn't seem to be per turn. Total. I'm not real clear what I'm seeing. I thought my labor used to be a per turn value, but I guess not. What is this? Winds of Magic, right, which we don't care about. Alright, well, let's go ahead and lay some siegery. We'll just do that. Alright, let's sit here and build stuff and hope they don't come out and attack us. Continue siege. Pony Carnival, dismissively calling this the Sims Fantasy Stuff Pack. What is that Fantasy Kingdom Sims game? I really like that. What was that called? Sims Fantasy Kingdoms. What was that? Like you had different heroes and you built up your city. Man, I have a hankering to reinstall that now. When do you guys vote for that for Request Wednesday? But first remember the name of it. Alright, we have besieged this settlement. As if we didn't know that, that is now an event. Let's just stay here. Can we recruit while we're sieging? If I was a game developer, would I allow that? I think I would. Because can't we get war done? Oh, shoot. We have to be in encamp stance. What if we encamp a second? Yeah, we're locked into situation lane siege. Alright, so we're locked into this. It does build up our bestial rage, and it messes up their public order. Sims Medieval. Thank you so much, Canned Psycho. And speaking of that, hello, Canned Psycho. I'm not sure I've seen you here before. Black Isis guessed Majesty. Oh, Pony Carnival also got it. Sims Medieval. So Pony Carnival, you and Canned Psycho, thank you very much. Black Isis, excellent guess. Majesty is a great game. It's another one. Yeah, someone vote for Majesty as well. Although, does Majesty hold up? I don't know. But yeah, Sims Medieval. Someone vote for that for Request Wednesday. Alright, let's just maintain our siege. What? They have 3 heroes now. Each with an arm. Oh, good lord. Well, this looks like it might be the end of the, our little campaign. Richard Holt says, run away and make more units. I know, right? Now, are they just going to come after us? No, they're good. Alright, so I'd like to fight just this group alone. It looks like he sallied forth. Oh, God, we got a cat here everywhere. Oh, cat. Why is... Do you guys have cats? And then in the summer, like, half of the cat falls off of it and floats around in the air when it gets hot? Alright, let's see. Yes, we can fight this guy. Now, these overlapping means his buddies can reinforce him, if I'm not mistaken. Dude, no, it doesn't. Alright, well, I like this. Let's go for it. How's that for a great AI move? Who is this? Ludwig. And a not very considerable army. Look at this map. Wow. Interesting shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? We're all deployed against each other? In this really thick foresty area. Wow, alright. I did not expect that. What's going on here? I guess this is just fighting in this province? Is on this weird little narrow map where everybody's pre-deployed? Oh, no, I can start deployment. Alright, so Gamble is just as far as setting the Winds of Magic. I'm guessing, does he care about Winds of Magic? He doesn't have spells, right? We determined. Yeah. Oh, wait, let me look here at his stats. No, it looks like he does have Spirit Leech. Alright, so Gamble, it's the same as weather, like you could wait for different weather. Oh, Can Psycho says he thinks this is an ambush. Because I was an ambush stat, right? And maybe that's what's going on with the map. Might be right. Alright, so Gamble just means you can change around. You can try to get a better Winds of Magic setting. I'm fine with this. Richard Holt saying, he didn't sally forth. It was another army coming to help. They can only reinforce if the circle includes the battle location. Okay, good. It's not if it makes a Zen diagram. Alright. And because it's an ambush, they get no format. So I was in ambush stance, right? Instead of raiding. Alright. Okay, let's... so we're just basically going to fall right on these guys. Here's their archers, so let's put our Centaurs over here. Centaurs. And then we will have our leader just right here in the middle. Basically, we're just going to fall right down on top of him. I feel like that is going to be an effective tactic. Our Minotaurs, yeah, just come over here from this side. Now, because we ambushed, he doesn't get to deploy, right? Let's put our raiders back here. And a nice long line. What is this thing? Oh, right, right. There's our... What is he called? A Bray-Shaman, right? Alright, well, let's just put him back here a little bit. Maybe he can do some magic. And then these spearmen and these infantry right there. And these spearmen here. Alright, this will be over pretty quickly. And let us start the battle. Alright, what does this guy get to do? Spirit Leech, weak versus multiple. Okay, so it's good against a hero. Alright, where's his hero? Alright, we're going to Spirit Leech his hero. Okay, now how do I give them a straight... Oh, shoot. There's a way you draw a path for them. Alright, let's move straight in. Alright. There's no longer a cat in my lap. Lord. Okay, let's enjoy some fantasy porn of our hero. He's standing in the middle of a bush, so it's kind of hard to see what he's doing. There we go. It's a bit dark down here. Color of the blood isn't quite as vivid. They're yelling to retreat. This guy is not in battle because he doesn't have this thing over his head. Not that he needs to be. There's really not that much left over to fight. But, you know what? Run on in here. You are also not in battle. Where are you? Oh, yeah. Run on in there. Who else does not have an attack thing overhead? How about another Spirit Leech? Where's their leader? Leader seems to have vacated the premises. No, there he is. So at this point, we're just kind of farming these guys for experience, right? Alright. Richard Holt says a new patch deleted his Total War save. He graciously thanks Creative Assembly and Sega for doing that. Alright, we got 87 Beastmen killed. We got a banner. So, I didn't understand banners. I don't think it was till... Yeah, so I've played a lot of the main campaign having no idea about these, which I'm about to show you. You guys probably know. So we can sacrifice captives for... Oh, this isn't money, this is favor. Right? No, there's no tooltip for it now. Yeah, this is favor because beastmen have no use for money. We're going to lose a little bestial rage if we sacrifice captives. Seems like sacrificing captives would add bestial rage. Or we can kill them. No, seriously. Oh, I see. So, like, use them for a religious ceremony for the Chaos Gods, who award us, quote-unquote, money. Or just slaughter the dudes. We get a leadership bonus for 5 turns. Or eat them. Which I think also... Who eats it? Orcs and undead? Do they also eat their captives? Units replenished. I kind of feel like that. Let's go for some favor. Shoot, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's go for the leadership bonus. Whew, there. Sometimes when you have a difficult decision, just click on one of them real quick. Alright, we have a Totem of Rust. And this guy has the Totem of Rust. Alright, let me look at the totem. So because totems, are they called banners? Sigils? Shoot, maybe I'm misremembering. Oh, no, they're not. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. It happens automatically. A hero equips it. It's like a piece of equipment. There are also things called, I don't know, banners, sigils, whatever. Banners, I think, where you have to stick them onto one of your armies. Black Isis, when you do one of those devour, kill, or sacrifice captives. Black Isis rightly points out that you're supposed to say blood for the blood god. Very good, Black Isis. That's absolutely correct. Can Psycho suggests the variation skulls for the skull throne. Doesn't have quite the same ring, but I like that as well. Can Psycho. Quick reminder. Oh shoot, we're about to give away some free games. Black Isis says, so what do banners do? So banners, a different banner does a different thing based on, you go into, shoot, where's your army screen? That is the army screen. At any rate, you go into an army screen and you assign a banner to a specific unit, and it gives it a bonus. Stuff like, immune to fear, or, I don't know, better melee. But until you assign it, it just sits waiting to be used. It's kind of like a gem that you slot in Diablo in your equipment, and if you don't slot that gem, it just sits in your inventory and it's useless. Like, I got the banner, and I was like, okay, cool, my army's carrying the banner. Until you give it to a specific unit, it doesn't do any good. Chris Markinson said it is 7 p.m. It is. Let's give away some games. Let's give away, all right, if you are watching a recording of this, just so that you don't have to listen to the procedure, drawing names and stuff, I'm going to flash this screen up right there. If you are not watching a recording, if you're watching this live and you are interested in one of the following 6 games, all you have to do is type your name into the chat channel, and I will write it down, and then we will draw a random 6 random numbers, because we're giving away 6 games, in the order that we draw the names. That's the order that folks will get to choose from them. So feel free to type your name in. Let me just real quick, once again, tell you what games we're giving away, and tell you about them. Demetrios. It's a sort of a broken sword style adventure game. Outrage. I gave away a copy of this previously. I had 2 keys for it. This is a cyberpunk dungeon crawler turn-based RPG kind of thing. Rocket Monkey's already in. Spirit Sphere. Can Psycho. Meta Baron. Already in. Good. I appreciate the eagerness. Just jump in. Pony Carnival, because as I said, at least 2 of these games aren't terrible. Richard Brayholt, giving himself a thematic name. Spirit Sphere is described as, it's a local multiplayer game that's described as, get this, Zelda meets air hockey meets Windjammer. I don't even know what Windjammer is. Wasn't that a kind of a campaign, a D&D campaign, where you fly these ships around in the ethereal plane? Wasn't that called Windjammer? Quadrilateral Cowboy. What is that? That is a fantastic game that Chris Markinson was kind enough to donate to the giveaway that I loved. From Blendo Games. I posted a review of it recently. It is a kind of a crazy hacking spy game thing, which got 5 stars on Quarter to 3, which of course means it is perfect. No, 5 stars just means that I loved it. Vermintide, which is Left 4 Dead, but with Skaven, with a bunch of rats. Spelljammer. Thank you, Black Isis. Black Isis, please be on this chat channel every time I try to talk about fantasy stuff, because I'm a little bit out of my element, a little bit in over my head, and it seems like you can help me out quite a bit. Spelljammer. Right. Thank you. That was where you flew the ships around in the ethereal plane. Let's see, Vermintide, and then finally, I Am Weapon, Revival. That's the name of a game. That's an actual game name. What is I Am Weapon, Revival? Well, let me tell you. And again, if you're interested in any of these, even if you have all of them, feel free to win one and give it away as a friend. Maybe a friend has a birthday coming up. Maybe you want to save it until Christmas. I Am Weapon, Revival. Here are the bullet points. It's basically an action RPG. Corky is in to the drawing. I'm going to read you the bullet points for this action RPG thing called I Am Weapon Revival. Ready for this? Mysterious world full of dark secrets. Hordes of fiendish enemies. Wide range of opponents. Intriguing story. Big guns. ... Loads of not them, loads of apostrophe em. Abilities, turrets, drones, swords and axes. This game does not believe in the Oxford comma. So the swords and axes come as a set. Side quests to suit all tastes. Exciting battles. Full gamepad support. There you go. All those things are in I Am Weapon: Revival. So, real quick, and if you want any of these, put your name in right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now, everybody's going to win a game. So if you want to throw your name in now, there will be one guaranteed, at least, loser. So here are the games. Demetrios. It's an adventure game like Broken Sword. Outrage. Cyberpunk Dungeon Crawler RPG. Spirit Sphere. Zelda meets Air Hockey meets Windjammer. Quadrilateral Cowboy. A game that quarter-to-3.com loved. Vermintide, Left 4 Dead with rats, and I Am Weapon: Revival, which has swords and axes. Rob Harvey is now making it, so there will be at least, Robin, I'm glad you're in there, at least one loser. And full gamepad support, don't forget. Not partial gamepad support, not even, 3/4 gamepad support. Full gamepad support in I Am Weapon: Revival. The screenshots for I Am Weapon Revival actually look kind of cool. They sent me a few codes for it, and I installed it but haven't gotten a chance to look at it yet. But of these 6 games, I can assure you, at least 2 of these games aren't terrible. I will guarantee that to you. James Miller is already choosing, even though he hasn't put his name in there. James Miller, if you want to be in the running for a free game, and I suggest you probably do, just type your name in there, and then maybe you'll be able to get Quadrilateral Cowboy. All right, so just going down the list, we have Rocket Monkey 1, Canned Psycho 2, Meta Baron 3, Pony Carnival 4, Richard Bray-Holt 5, Corky 6, Rob Harvey 7. James Miller, thank you, James. Anybody who wants in here, I want to make sure you get in here. I'm not going to just jump into it. And James Miller 8. All right, here we go. A sip of water. Make sure to get in here if you want one of these games. James, I got you. Very good. I am now going to randomresult.com, the official website of random number draws on Quarter-to-3's live stream. I'm going to tell it to pick between, and when it says between, it's B-E-E, tween, so they're very serious. Numbers between 1 and 8, I'm going to tell it to make them distinct, and I'm going to say pick 6 of them. In the order it spits these numbers out, that's the order that you guys will get to draw. So real quick, a last minute open call. Do you want a free game? If so, type your name in the chat channel. The games are, thank you Richard Holt, the reminder. The games are, go to my list here, the games are Demetrios, Outrage, Spirit Sphere, Quadrilateral Cowboy, Vermintide, and I Am Weapon Revival. Alright, 6 numbers between 1 and 8, distinct. I assume everybody who wants their name in there is in there. Here we go. Going. Gone. Alright, voting is closed. Not voting. Names in the hat is closed. Let's go. 6 numbers. I'm just going to read the numbers off. It goes in this order. 1 Rocket Monkey, 2 Canned Psycho, 3 Meta Baron, 4 Pony Carnival, 5 Richard Bray-Holt, 6 Corky, 7 Rob Harvey, 8 James Miller. Thank you, Q Zicky. You got in there. Sorry. Yep. Thank you, guys. 8, 9. Q Zicky, you are 9. That's exactly why I draw this out. Apologies that it takes so long, but I want to make sure not to miss anyone. Q Zicky, we got you. Welcome. You just made it in under the gun. Thanks to those of you in the chat saying, yeah, Chris Markinson trying to stop me. All right, Qziki, we got you in there, so you're number 9. Here we go. Draw 6 numbers between 1 and 9. Make them all distinct. Let's see what happens on randomresult.com. I'm just going to read the numbers in the order that they come out. That's the order you'll get to choose from the games. Here we go. Draw now. Go. All right, we have 3, 7, 8, 1, 2, 9. So Meta Baron picks first. Number 7. Rob Harvey picks second. Number 8. James Miller picks third. Number 1. Rocket Monkey picks fourth. Number 2. Canned Psycho picks fifth. and 9. Kuzicki, who barely made it in under the gun, also makes it in under the gun here, gets 6th pick. Ken Psycho says, wow, 3 of us are losers. Ken Psycho, don't think of them as losers. They're just people who aren't going to get a bad game foisted upon them. Not that I'm saying any of these are bad. All I can guarantee is that 2 of them aren't bad. So, Meta Baron, you get first choice amongst, let me go to my list, Demetrios, a Broken Sword style adventure game. Outrage, a cyberpunk dungeon crawler RPG. Spirit Sphere, Zelda meets Air Hockey meets Windjammer. Quadrilateral Cowboy, 5 stars on quarter-to-3.com. Vermintide, Left 4 Dead with Skaven. And I Am Weapon Revival, a game that has abilities. And yeah, really, you're all winners. So whichever one of those looks good to you, Meta Baron. Rob Harvey, be considering which of those would you like, because of the 5 that Meta Baron does not choose, you will get your choice of them. And then James Miller, you're next. Kuzicki, good news for you. You're not going to have to agonize over any choice. It's going to be made for you. So, will Meta Baron take Demetrios, Outrage, Spirit Sphere, Quadrilateral Cowboy, Vermintide, or I Am Weapon, a game that features abilities? Meta Baron took Quadrilateral Cowboy. Now, I don't want to, I don't want to show any favoritism, but remember, of these games, 2 of them are not terrible. Considering the review Quadrilateral Cowboy got on quarter-to-3.com, that's likely one of them that's not terrible. Rob Harvey, would you like Vermin? Oh, and thank you so much again to Chris Marketson for donating Quadrilateral Cowboy. Thank you for that. Rob Harvey, would you like Vermintide, I Am Weapon, Spirit Sphere, Outrage, or Demetrios? You know, are you the kind of guy who wants a Broken Sword style adventure game, a cyberpunk dungeon crawler RPG, a Zelda meets Air Hockey meets Windjammer? And what is Windjammer? Does anyone know? A Skaven Left 4 Dead. I know you don't want that one because you have it, because I've played with you. And thanks for carrying, by the way, when we play, as they say in MOBAs. Or would you like I Am Weapon Revival, a game that offers a wide range of opponents? Robert Harvey is choosing the game. No, Robert Harvey says he's choosing I Am Weapon, which has 7/8 gamepad support. No, Robert Harvey, full game support, I understand. That's something that they're advertising, full game support. Robert Harvey, I'm putting you down for I Am Weapon. James Miller, would you like Vermintide, Spirit Sphere, Outrage, or Demetrios? And then after that, Rocket Monkey, you will get to choose amongst those things that James Miller does not want. Your choice of free game for Free Game Friday. Have I been calling these Free Game Friday? I should probably say, no, that's dopey. It's not like every game, every day of the week needs a name. Request Wednesday is fine. Yeah, Rob Harvey, full gamepad support. What that means is you can use every single button. It's not like you hook in your gamepad and half of the buttons don't work. That would be like partial gamepad support. They'll all do something, likely. Yeah. Maybe even the back button, right? Alright, so James Miller will choose Vermintide, Spirit Sphere. Demetrios is described as it's an adventure game that is similar to Broken Sword. Who makes Broken Sword? It's not the folks that did, shoot, what's that Swedish developer? Wait, is Broken Sword the Double Fine thing? Maybe it is. Like a Monkey Island-ish thing? Or is that the thing that, what's the Longest Journey studio? Is it the Longest Journey, folks? I don't know. Anyway, whatever Broken Sword is, Demetrios is like that. Basically an adventure game in the style of whatever Broken Sword is. So James Miller, you can have Demetrios, and I don't know why it's called that. Is Demetrios a moon or a Greek god? I don't know. You can have Outrage, which is a cyberpunk dungeon crawler RPG. You can have Spirit Sphere, which is like something called Windjammer, which I don't know what that is. Meets Air Hockey meets Zelda. James Miller is going for Outrage, the cyberpunk RPG. Rocket Monkey, that brings us to you. Would you like Demetrios, Spirit Sphere, Vermintide, or... no, one of those three. Yep. Demetrios, Spirit Sphere, or Vermintide? Right, Double Fine was Broken Age. Thank you so much. Yeah, all of you guys. Yeah. I don't do a lot of adventure games, I confess. I think the last one I haven't played an adventure game in a while. It's not really my bag. Yeah, point-and-click adventure also, just to be clear. Broken Sword is from Revolution Software. I don't even know who that is. British studio. Okay. And Broken Age is the Double Fine game. So, Rocket Monkey. What are you leaning towards? A little Demetrios? A little Spirit Sphere? Or a little Vermintide? What are you feeling today? And then Can Psycho, you're going to get to choose basically not only what you get, but what Qziki gets. In order for me to get you these games, if you would please drop me a message on YouTube, I will respond to that with your code as soon as the stream ends today. Some of you I can reach other ways. If you've won a game before, no problem. I'll just send it to you the same way. If you haven't won a game, Qziki, I think that's mainly you. Try to figure out how to send me a message on YouTube. It can be a pain in the butt, but you basically go to my channel page, you choose, I don't know, send message. I guarantee you it's not that easy. But that also is a barrier to entry for this contest. Is you have to figure out how to send me a YouTube message. Rocket Monkey says, does Vermintide have single player? It's just like Left 4 Dead in that it's a multiplayer game that you can play with bots, but the bots are retarded. Yeah. So, for all intents and purposes, multiplayer only, but, yeah. Alternatively, if you are on quarterto3.com and you can send me a private message, I can, you know what, better through YouTube. The problem with Vermintide single player is that it just makes you realize how cool it would be multiplayer. You know, playing single player is like, oh, this could be awesome if the other people knew what they were doing. Rocket Monkey is going for Demetrios, a Broken Sword style adventure. Can Psycho, would you like Spirit Sphere or Vermintide? Which also means Qziki, you will get either Spirit Sphere, Zelda meets Air Hockey meets Windjammer, or Vermintide, Left 4 Dead meets Skaven. Can Psycho is saying Vermintide is a great game. I'm guessing he has it, and he will therefore, although maybe, Can Psycho, you want a copy of Vermintide to give to one of your friends who is too cheap to buy it himself or herself, but with whom you want to play. Right? Like, that's the thing about a multiplayer game. It's always nice to have an additional copy of it. It's an easier way to trick your friend into playing it with you. So, Qziki, stand by. You are about to be the proud recipient of a copy of Vermintide or Spirit Sphere, a game which is mainly for local multiplayer, which is described as Zelda meets Air Hockey meets whatever Windjammer is. You guys aren't telling me, so I don't know. Windjammer. Because on the Steam page where they say, hey, where Zelda meets Air Hockey meets Windjammer, they say that as if people know what Windjammer is. Canned Psycho is taking Vermintide, and he very kindly asked Qziki which one he wanted. Qziki, guess what? You get a copy of, make sure to message me on YouTube so I can get it to you, a copy of Spirit Sphere. And just so you know, I'm 99% sure, yeah, I didn't misspell it. Spirit Sphere, it's one word. So don't be writing it as two separate words. When you want to Google Spirit Sphere to read about what, you know, Air Hockey meets Zelda meets Windjammer is like, make sure you Google it as one word. Alright, at the end of the stream, I will get these codes out to you guys. Thank you so much for playing. We do this every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Kuziki, no problem. Now, if someone, did you figure out how to send a message? It really is apparently a labyrinthine process. Hopefully you could figure that out. Rocket Monkey says, wait, the screenshots make Windjammer look like air hockey. Maybe it is just air hockey. Corky says, isn't Windjammer an old RPG with one of those oddball settings? I'm guessing Corky, like I was thinking of, I'm guessing Corky is thinking of Spelljammer. And thank you, Black Isis, for letting us know what that is. Let's go back and see how the Beastmen are faring. Yeah, Corky's sailing in outer space. Please, it's not outer space, it's the ethereal plane, or the astral plane, or one of those. What's the difference between the ethereal plane and the astral plane? I seem to recall always being a little confused by that when I played D&D. If anybody can answer that in the chat channel, you will win my gratitude. John Robert Doe, who I think I just mangled his name, but I'm sure he's used to it by now, says Windjammers is a beach frisbee game. Basically Pong. Ew. Good Lord. Alright, here are Beastmen. They have just finished eating... Did we eat people? Kill people? We just finished doing terrible things to an army. Let's rebuild a little bit and hope that these guys throw themselves at us one at a time. Let's recruit... let's get some of these warhounds, right? Let's see what they do. Charging, full of bloodlust, with jaws wide. Creates no purer sense of terror. Alright, well, they're really selling them pretty hard. They can deploy outside the deployment zone. Good. They can hide in forests. Alright. Scaly skin. Vanguard deployment. Very fast. Weak against armor. So it looks like they are sort of light cav. Well, at any rate, I want them. Get one turn worth of... Alright, let's get us some of these dogs. James Miller. Alright, let's see where this is. The ethereal plane is the plane of gods and demons. The astral plane is where you move around as an entity of energy. James Miller, what's your source for this? I'm just curious. Like, do you know this from D&D? Because, for instance, isn't Planescape Torment, right? Like, doesn't that game have a lot about the traditional D&D planes? Can Psycho says, Warhounds will absolutely tear apart an army if you flank the enemy properly. Good to know. I feel vindicated in my choice. Yes, Robert Harvey points out that we did kill some humans for leadership. Which is another reason why I hope they throw a weak, ineffectual army at me again. Alright, we are recruiting. We don't have to reach. Okay, here we go. Oh, yes, we have a skill point for our leader. So, now here's some tough choices. All of these you can level up. They have 3 levels. These are all going to be... So, we can either choose additional income from raiding, reduced upkeep and recruitment, which is kind of like additional income, right? Dark Apothecary. I like the sound of that. Fewer attrition points. I thought we were immune to attrition. I don't know. Or ruination. Enemy siege holdout time. Let's be blessed by evil. Right? Who doesn't want that? Thank you, Martin Hill, for the description of... you just go to my channel, you click on About, and then send message. I can remember that now. Thank you. James Miller says his source, very good, James Miller. So, according to D&D, the ethereal plane is the plane of gods and demons, so it sounds like the more quote-unquote religious-y area, whereas the astral plane is a plane of energy. Did you guys see Stranger Things, a series that was just on Netflix? It's like an 8-episode series, which I wasn't crazy about it. But it really had some interesting stuff where the kids are playing D&D, and from D&D, they figure out a piece of the plot, which, cute little twist. James Miller says, I actually have an entire Beastman army for Warhammer Fantasy. And he then confesses he's a total nerd. Surely you don't mean the miniatures, right? One of our herds has been detected while hidden. Whilst hidden, not while hidden. We were hidden? Okay. Is that bad? I mean, we weren't trying to hide. Okay, we've been revealed. We recruited units. Alright, I don't mind being detected while hidden. Does this mean the army's left? That really looks to me like they just bailed. Like they went somewhere. They had somewhere to be. All right, well, let's unencamp. There's got to be a hotkey for this, right? So just ambush, chance of ambushing an army versus raiding, where they, oh, you're winded and you get my, I'm still not clear. All right, so I guess when you want to attack, oh, there, immune to attrition when we're raiding. Right, because we're eating off of the countryside. So I guess this is the normal default thing you want to be in. Beast paths is sneak around. Hidden encampment is building and recruiting. All right, I'm getting a handle on this. Let's use the ambush thing and let's march into here, which everybody left. Nice work, AI. Oh, is this? There they are. They were over there. Maybe because we were hidden? Well, there was still somebody there. That's the garrison, right? Okay, this looks like it's going to be a... should we see? No, we don't want to siege because those other armies are going to march in. Let's just go for it. I feel like, are they going to be behind walls? It looks even. We've only got a couple of missile units. Right, I think we have 2 groups of raiders. If we lay siege, and if one of those other armies comes over to punch us while we're besieging this place, do we have to fight these guys as well? I'm trying to think. If I was a game designer, yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. Like, these guys would arrive as reinforcements. Yeah, James Miller says he has a whole Beastmaster army of miniatures painted and everything. And Warhammer is an expensive hobby in terms of time and money. And money and time. James Miller also has Orc Skaven and Nurgle Chaos Demons. What is Nurgle? Is Nurgle the name of a god in Warhammer? He needs a new name. That's a silly name, Nurgle. Nurgle sounds like baby talk. James Miller says he's been playing Warhammer for more than 20 years. James Miller, you need to be my lore advisor for Warhammer. Ken Psycho wants to know, and I want to know too. James Miller, what's your favorite Warhammer army? Skaven! He's choosing Skaven. All right. We all want Skaven DLC for this, don't we? All right, let's just fight this battle. I like that it's even. If they're behind walls, I think some of these guys, because they have horned heads, right? They just batter walls down, right? Isn't that one of their abilities? Bertie Meyer. Not a very tough-sounding name. Like, Bertie is what you would name your barnyard cow, and Meyer, it's like an accountant's name, right? All right, Bertie Meyer, here we come. Yep, they are behind walls, so this is maybe ill-advised, but we'll get to check out if they have a battering ability. Hopefully he won't have a lot of ranged units. 21, I like that. I'll just take that. Alright, so our dogs can deploy outside of deployment range, but I don't think dogs can climb walls. That's not going to help us very much. They have 2 gates. We don't know what they've got in terms of missile units. Oh, right. So we have some depleted Centaurs. They're cavalry. They're not going to help us a lot anyway. Alright, so let's see if anybody can kick walls down with their heads. I really thought that was a thing. No. Is it the Centaurs, maybe? Siege attacker, yeah. I'm not sure that helps me much. So siege attacker allows you to instantly launch a siege battle without having to wait for towers or battering rams to be built. Well, can't you do that anyway? Alright, I'm not real clear about my Minotaur special ability. Who else could maybe punch walls down? Centaurs? I don't think... Alright, I think anybody can attack a wall just over time. It's just going to take a while. Alright, this doesn't really look like it was a wise choice. But we'll see. Maybe if we're lucky, the AI will just be really bad and will stupidly walk out of the walls and come towards us. Alright, so our raiders are going to be pretty important. And we don't know which gate they're going to defend. This gate, if we get it open, is the much more direct path in there. Their army's about the same size as ours. Well, we'll put our ranged unit... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. We don't want them in there. We want this and this to be 2... Alright, our leaders, we definitely want that here. We're going to hold back our Warhounds and our Centaurs as cavalry. That's not what I'm trying to do. Let's see. Control, no, shift click selects, right, there we go. And then shift click, and that's 5. Our cavalry's on 5. And then you guys, oh, I don't know, just chill out back here. I feel like I got someone in there who's not cavalry. Not cavalry. Dadgummit, what are you guys doing? There. Alright, and then our basic infantry. Yeah. There, and there. There. Control 1 for our basic infantry. Did I screw up and get my raiders in it? No, we're good. The Minotaurs are monsters, but we'll put them in there. No, Centaurs are my cavalry. Dadgummit, I'm really sucking at army management. Control. And these guys don't belong there. Shoot a monkey. Alright. Control 5 is cavalry. Good. Control 1 is infantry. You know, isn't there a hotkey for select all? Like, let's see. Control M? Or no, Control I is select all infantry. Duh. No, but then we're getting... Alright, that's not going to help us. These guys, of course, are... Sorry. There, we're good, right? These are all infantry. These are our 2 ranged. Here are cavalry. Here are our leaders. Good lord, sorry about that, everyone. Now we're set. Let's, doesn't really matter where everyone is. Still, let's get these guys together. There's our infantry, and let's see what we got. Alright, so they've got a couple of ranged units sitting up here. Oh, they've got towers. Oh, I forgot about stupid-ass towers. Sorry, I got cussed. Shoot. Alright, well, let's get our infantry up here. And let's get these ranged guys. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, let's just get back here and get to firing. And our leaders also up here. And then our cavalry. You guys just hang out back here. And if you want to draw fire, go for it. Alright, so we're all in at this gate. Yep, sure enough, he's moving these guys over here. Yeah. He's got 3 towers staffed that are firing at us. Oh, wait, you guys, can you get in there? So they are punching the gate. Where do I see the gate's health? There? No. It's their leader over there. I feel like somewhere I'm supposed to be able to look at the gate's health. How do I know what sort of progress I'm making? Well, alright, let's have our infantry fire at... What are they firing at? Alright, they're just doing what they're doing. And then our cavalry is back here. Let's just get our leaders up in here. And let's do the Spirit Leech, whatever that does, on his hero. So the Spirit Leech damages his guy. Oh, the enemy gates are destroyed. Well, that was easy. What's the attack move? Is there such a thing? Alright, everyone just go inside. And then while everyone's going inside, cavalry, just charge up here. See if we can get another Spirit Leech off. Nope, it's on cooldown. You guys get out of the way. Make room for the cavalry. So, why did I think there was an attack move in here? Maybe we can get our Spirit Leech going now. We can hit his hero again, who's... Oh, there it is. Birdie Meyer went from, let's see, 61 health to 56. Yeah, all right. Birdie Meyer, you are in trouble. Which one is Birdie Meyer? Birdie Meyer's in there somewhere. Let's enjoy some... Hey, whoa, 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 you guys. Oh, my God. Get into the fight, jerks. Or at least extend your leadership aura. They're falling back to defend there, which is fine. Everybody looks good. Our Centaurs, so it looks like our cavalry is jammed up back somewhere. Our archers are keeping them busy. That's fine with me. Just have some archer-on-archer action. My cavalry hotkey is 5. Here we go. They're breaking through. We do have some spears up here, and actually their morale looks decent. You know, let's fall back. These are our warhounds. Yep. Oh, they're cute little fellas. Yeah, look at our warhounds got decimated. Yeah, they're fleeing. Our craven warhounds, because I was charging them into spears. Okay, but our non-craven warhounds... And the same with our Centaurs. You guys circle around, grab that. Let's see how the archers are faring. At least they're keeping these archers busy, right? Oh no, they're chasing those archers. Let's attack them. Let's get our heroes into the fray. Birdie, I think it's down. I'm not seeing... Oh no, there's Birdie. He still has a little bit left of health. Let's see if we can finish him off with a Spirit Leech. Alright, they're vacating the castle. That's fine, you guys leave. Alright, their leader broke. Let's then bring our leaders into this over here. Man, you guys are taking your time. Yeah, these guys are craven. Alright, I just don't want them to get finished off. Archers, oh, I don't know, just pick off these fellas as they're running. Actually, I don't want to do that. Oh, well, they are coming around. So, we are now taking this right here, but I feel like one of the units used all its ammunition. Should we just come in behind? Yeah, alright, it's pretty much over. There we go, it is over. Oh, let's see, I was getting some good tactical advice in the stream, in the live stream chat that I completely missed. James Miller also says, FNA, you're Kazarak One-Eye? He's my favorite hero. James Miller, tell us something about Kazarak One-Eye. I don't know much about him, other than the fact that he hates Toddbringer. Robert Harvey says, way to run the dogs right at the pointy sticks. I like to keep them guessing. Alright, so we won that battle. Let's now eat this settlement. Haha. Wait a minute, why does Birdie have survivors? Oh, he doesn't because, right, alright, we killed them all. That was just from the battle. We found a brass cleaver. We got a rank, and our bestial, our bestial rage is about to hit this threshold. I think it has to fill all the way up before we get a free army. What is that? Oh, right, brass cleaver. Let's look at our brass cleaver in a minute, but first, what are we going to do with this settlement of Karagon? What was it called? Let's find out. Caroburg. Will we defile it or loot it? Horde growth, remember, it's going to level up our horde and let us build level 2 structures. They're not really structures, they're encampments. Money, I feel we're good with money. Look at all this. Look at our income. Forget money. Let's defile Caroburg. Manish Thrall? A follower. We have acquired a Manish Thrall. If there's one thing I could say for Warhammer, and I'm sure James Miller in the chat channel knows this, they have a way with words. So James Miller is saying that Karak One-Eye is the greatest Beastman general. He's usually allied with Gorthrak, the Orc chieftain. Oh. So then do they fight? No, I guess eventually they have to fight each other on the grand campaign, I'm guessing. Maybe not. Alright, so I'm just doing, this is the mini campaign that I'm just doing to sort of get a little bit of familiarity with the Beastmen, at which point I want to drop them into the full campaign and really see how they fit into that map and that world that Creative Assembly created in the main campaign. Alright, our Shaman went up a level. Our Manish Thrall gives us even more leadership versus humans. We'll take that. Rob Harvey wants to know, how did he lose his eye? I think James Miller is going to say Toddbringer took it. I almost accidentally pronounced his name correctly. As a way of diminishing him, I am intentionally mispronouncing his name as Toddbringer. But I think Toddbringer took his eye. So I think that's what he says in the cutscene. James Miller might know. Alright, there are our rewards. Here's our weapon, the Brass Cleaver. Let's see what it does. What? Another Fallout. We gained a Cultist. Man, we're getting a lot of good stuff. We gained a Doe. Oh, it's a Chick Beastman. Oh. Chick Beastmen are rare. They are often timid. And they carry the True Horn Seed and mother the next generation. Alright. A little horde growth. That makes sense. So Beastmen are aptly named. You know, it's not a gender oversight. It seems like they are mostly men. Did you guys hear Barack Obama's speech at the Democratic National Convention? Surely you did. Everybody heard it. If they didn't, they should. There's a great moment where he is quoting the Declaration of Independence. And he quotes the bit about we hold these truths self-evident. And then he says that all men are created equal. Now, he's quoting the Declaration of Independence, but I consider it a sign. As a former conservative, I like the fact that it grates on my ears a little bit. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't think you should change the wording, but I like the fact, and I think it says a lot about where we are as a country, that catches a little bit when I hear that. And I don't say, you know, I'm not saying change it. I'm just saying I appreciate that it sounds appropriately antiquated. You know, it's not just all men are created equal. It's all women as well. Okay, so let's see. We now have trashed this. We're not going to have any movement left. We're going to need to, yeah, we've got seriously punched. You stupid dogs. Of your own accord, I had nothing to do with this, ran right into enemy spears. It's your own fault that you're hurt. So since we're... Oh, we can't do that. All right, we're ending the turn. James Miller is confirming that Khazrak, the One-Eye, lost his eye to Toddbringer. Oh, and we have skill points. We want to spend the... Oh, whoops. Did it end my turn without letting me spend the skill? Oh, I was supposed to click on those. That's all right. Technology researched. We now have... extra income from raiding. Why couldn't I have learned that? Oh, no, I didn't choose income anyway. Alright, so now as we're running out of money, that will help us. Wow, look at all these choices. Holy cats. Morsleeb is Ascendant. It's a god's name. Not quite as bad as Nurgle. Like, if I was a god, I'd rather be called Morsleeb than Nurgle. He's usurping the sun's revered place in the firmament. The world's awash with its sick and terrible hue. So that makes me think that Morsleeb is a thing and not a god, or it's a gender-neutral god. Such an event... Oh, it's an event. Morsleeb. I'm guessing Morsleeb is Beastman talk for Dark Moon. Oh, and it's what this countdown was about? At any rate, let's see. Such an event is almost unheard of. Lead them to seize the glory. Alright, so I'm guessing maybe every Dark Moon we get to choose these things? All damaged units fully replenished. This hurts, though. Horde growth negative 20. Ouch. Or, Oh, I see. All of these are give and take. It's not just a prize. Or we can get unit XP and recruitment cost goes up. I don't think we want that one. Or recruitment cost goes down, but our melee defense is considerably less. Or we move way farther, but we're winded. I don't know. These all look fun. Richard Holt says, oh, wow. Richard Holt, you're quite the nerd. I would expect you and James Miller would probably be able to have quite the conversation. Richard Holt says Moorsleep it's a nasty moon. It's a moon made out of warpstone. I actually kind of know what warpstone is. Kind of. Good to know. So it gives me lots of choices. I might take this all damaged units are fully replenished. Oh, but horde growth, for 2 turns. So that's going to deplete our horde size, isn't it? That looks too painful. I don't want to... All right, let's go for cheaper recruitment, and then let's just swell our ranks. Oh, James Miller says goblins like Moorsleep as well. All right, so with our cheaper recruitment... All right, we can't do that stuff anyway. But let's then recruit. And let's just get a bunch of these guys. This upkeep... Oh, the raiders. So these are ranged fellas. I'm kind of not minding. Is it the undead, I think? The vampire counts. In the main campaign have no ranged units. Am I right about that? I love that about them. Let's just get a metric ton of these spearmen dudes. Or should I load up on these for more efficient flanking? I'm going to get 2 of these. And then I'm going to load up on these. And we're at 19 out of 20. Let's just go with that. Should I collapse these? I'm not going to because we're going to be parked for a while. All right, there we go. I did it. Well, I say I did it. We're going to park here for a few turns. Let's get a tech going. Now that we know fresh blood grounds, we can also choose the rewards of ruins, less attrition. I'm not seeing attrition as being a big deal. Or the endless hunt, casual replenishment rate goes up. Yeah, I like that. Or do we want to start one of these? No, let's just take that. Here we are, working our way up the stubby tech tree. Yeah, Can Psycho says the vampire counts do get ranged units technically with magic, and yes, you're absolutely right. Their units aren't ranged, but yes, their only ranged damage, as Can Psycho says, is magic. Yeah, Can Psycho approves of my choice. Thank you. Should we upgrade these while we're parked? Oh, this will give us new... okay, Ungor... Oh, Ungor Herd as opposed to Ungor Spearman Herd. And an Ungor Spearman Herd with shields. I like the idea that they get shields. Does this upgrade everyone? I'm not clear about this, but I want it. How's that for a snap decision? And then the den that gives us the chaos. Yeah, we want that. We don't have enough money for it. All right, we're going to get more money next turn. Oh, and this is because, right, our horde level or whatever, like our city leveled up. Where am I seeing that? Building panel. There's going to be an information display for our... Yeah, one of these. Here we go. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, duh. It's right over here. Yeah, so our growth... So I think we had population surplus, and we used it on that. In 3 turns, we're going to get another point of population surplus we can use to upgrade another building. Recruit here. Oh, we could recruit heroes. None available. Gorbull and... Oh, right. These are guys that we had available before that we got from an event. Recruit lords. This is what I was wondering about. So this would give us additional armies. But I'm guessing Malagor, Armu, Ragush, and Da Blooddrinker. So this will give us additional armies, but I'm guessing what you want to do with the Beastmen is fill this up for a second army first. All right, let's charge ahead. And by charge ahead, I mean park. Increase his blessed by evil. Dadgummit, why didn't I do that before I recruited? Oh, I wonder if I can cash in my recruits and rebuy them. And then, do we want to increase his Spirit Leech and work our way along this track, or do we want Proponent, which reduces building cost? Let's just go with that and make him a better participant in battles. And we will now end the turn, because we're just parking. Units recruited, we know that. We built this pit hovel. I think we're still recruiting units. I love it when this bar gets filled up. That's when you know you can start rolling around kicking butt. See, because look, they've only got these little depleted armies. We're going to have like a full 20-unit army. Meanwhile, our bestial rage is declining. Are we still recruiting? Yes, 2 more turns of recruiting. And then we're really going to give them the what for. This dude gained a rank just by sitting around. Let's see. Pleased by the terrible deeds sown by the bastard sons of chaos, the ruinous powers reward this guy with 1,000 XP, and he levels up. Okay, let's spend his XP. Dadgummit. No, where? Here we go. Yes, 1 skill point. And do we want... So Spirit Leech does damage to combatants, strong versus a single combatant, right. So it basically dings 1 dude. Life Leeching increases power reserves and increases and so I guess that just lets him cast spells more often. Aspect of the Dread Knight increases his leadership and can cause terror. Kind of like that, but maybe there's something we can use to think of him more as a ranged unit. Soul Blight instantly affects an area, which reduces armor, leadership, and that's kind of weird to me. Reduces missile damage, makes them do less damage, right? Okay, yeah. I'm liking Soul Blight. Doom and Darkness is just a leadership ding. Let's take this one. This looks fun. Soul Blighting looks like the kind of thing that an evil shaman would do. I love that you guys are in the chat channel debating the different Warhammer gods. Nurgle, Tzeentch, and Slann. I kind of know them, too, from a game called Chaos in the Old World. Corn. Right, that's another god name, isn't it? Not the band, not the vegetable. Although corn isn't a vegetable. Do you guys know this? Corn is a grain. You probably knew that. Everybody knows that, right? Okay, so we have 1 more turn of recruiting, and then we're going to march out, and we're going to punch these settlements. All right, I think our recruiting is done. Do we want to collapse any of these? Let's see, what is it? If we do this, where's the collapse button? No, we don't have enough, so it doesn't really work, right? Yeah, there's a thing where you select a bunch of units and then merge them to refill depleted units, and yeah, okay, but we don't have enough to really do that. All right, we're looking good. Let's now walk over and... Oh, no, we used our turn. Let's walk over and... No, here we go. We go to ambush, and we walk over, and that's enough to punch these guys. All right, here's another thing. This is obviously like a movement. No, is this impassable, or I just can't reach it? Because if the idea is that there's a pass through this forest, like this weird little peninsula of movement, why can I do that, and what does it mean? Is this impassable, and this is a passage over here? If so, please make that clearer, kind of like the bridges. And is this... Yeah, this must be impassable forest. So, yeah, part of this forest is just no-go territory. Unless, of course, we are using beast paths. Wait a minute. I guess it's the edge of the map. Wait, beast path and raiding, or ambush, does the same movement. What about raiding? Not the same. Alright. Alright, let's go to ambush. Let's punch these guys while I just resign myself to not quite being really clear on the whole movement and readability of the map. Alright, they had a huge-ass garrison. Aldrich Leonardus and Jovi Hedberg again. Oh, that Jovi guy really gets my goat. Look at everything we got, and really, it wants to give us this sliver of the balance of power. I feel like that's unfair. All right, well, we're not going to do that. Let's not retreat, but break siege, back away. Yeah, let's leave. And maybe they'll sally forth and punch us, and we'll have a battle with fewer of them. All right, and that was my movement. Oh, good. You stand out there in the open. Yeah, good. Thank you. What? Oh my god, I'm having a fight. Oh. That's hardly fair. All right, let's retreat out of there. Wait, they can all reach me? You guys, this is a bum deal. I'm totally getting a bum deal. I think what you're supposed to do in this is hang back for. Oh, yeah, is hang back first, and then build up your full army, and then start running around punching people. I think I punched way too early. Yeah, okay, exactly. Yeah, all right, Gift of Chaos and Banners. This is what I was talking about before. I was like, hey, look, this is awesome. I get this ability of Hex. What is it? It's constant. So enemies around me have reduced armor. Sweet. Totem of Rest. That makes sense. It rests their armor. Sweet, I get that. No, if I go into battle, that's not going to happen. I'm supposed to drag this onto a specific army. And let's do it with one of our main melee groups. I don't know who's our main. The axe dudes. We want the most numerous group, right? There's 120 dudes, 90. Let's add it to these guys. All right, so there. Now they've got this Totem of Rust, right? Can you move it around, or is it permanently on one guy? Yeah, we gave it to him. All right, well, I don't have any option to retreat. I have to fight a battle. Yeah, Richard Holt points out I'm close enough. Oh my god, I still have the minus 25 melee defense, don't I? I'm not that good of a Beastmen leader, I confess. What? How come they get to start way up on that hill? Well, if they want to fight us, they can come down here, because we're going to hang back. And deploy defensively, see what we can do. Alright, so first of all, dogs and... what's the other? You. Okay, wait. There we go, control. You guys are group 5. You are our... cavalry. Can we hide you there? I don't know if they're hidden. We're going to just hang way back here at any rate. As our cavalry, you guys sit up right here. Alright, infantry, meanwhile, let's see, it's Control I. That selects all infantry. But look, it's considering these dogs infantry. I don't like that. Alright, so I'm just going to pick them out here. Axe, spear, 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 axe. So Control 1 is infantry. We do not want their positions locked. And let's just do a great... Okay, that's fine. We'll just do all that. Wait, what? I don't understand why you guys are there. And you guys there. Okay, everybody scoot over. There. Alright. And then we want our leaders. They will be group... where's that shaman? You guys will be group 3. Hang back here with these guys. Our missile guys, who we have too few of. Here's where I would love to have more missile guys. You guys are group 2. We're putting you on skirmish. And we'll just have you sit up in front here. And then finally these monster guys. We'll just make you a special group 4 and have you hang back here. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, start deployment. Alright, if you guys want to fight me, come down here. Oh, let's see. Ken Psycho is saying, when fighting a battle like this, you should probably use a lot of Vanguard. Catch the enemy before they get to you. What is Vanguard? The deploy outside of deployment zone? So actually, I wonder. I like the fact that their spear is over here, which would be a great way to flank them over this way. If we run out the 60-minute clock, I think we win, right? Probably not going to happen. I'll go ahead and speed things up. Where are the rest of his dudes? Oh, he's coming towards me. Don't you dudes want to come over towards this? This is the juicier target. He's obviously going to have some reinforcements appearing, I assume. Or maybe I just can't see them yet and they're way back there. But I like that he's running... Yeah, here we go. Pistoliers. Pistoliers. These are missile cavalry? Oops. Oh, shoot, I just gave some terrible order. Yeah, look at them. Alright. Let's see if we can start in with some of this Spirit Leech. I'd love if we can kill their leader, Jovi Hedberg. That will be awesome. These guys were hidden. Here come the Pistoliers. Let's see. What did that... Oh, he's getting in range to do Spirit... Ah! Alright, go ahead. Run up and do Spirit Leech and then come back. How's that for an image? Is the shaman running out into the front of the battle. What did you do? It didn't seem to do much. I guess the Spirit Leech is ongoing. There we go. It's taking a little bit of damage. What do we have here? The Pistoliers. Let's pull these Axemen out there. So Axemen come in, and yep, he's not going to charge in. He's not going to do what I call a tom, which is where he charges in at pointed sticks with his cavalry. Now those are ranged cavalry. Speaking of cavalry, them being ranged. So are they just going to keep like trying to kite me? That's really rude. They are jerks. Fine. Oh, look at this. This is pretty. You archers won't soon forget the day that hordes of chaos dogs ran you down. Although I guess they're crossbowmen. So really this is a huge AI failing, the fact that it is not keeping its armies together. And then after we chew up these archers with our cavalry, you can come around and mess up these guys, I hope. Oh, shoot, let's get some spells out there. Oh, our shaman is hurt. Because he's in battle, which is my fault, because I didn't pull him out of battle, and now he's running away like a scared baby. Oh, look at all these archers. So is he just a bunch of ranged units? Look at all these up here. You guys chase there, and oh wait. Somebody had a big campfire. Alright, let's... fine. It's so annoying that they're doing that thing, which is what I would totally do. Alright. You big coward. There, we lost those guys. So, we should have been doing this thing. Hex. Let's just hex those guys. Jovi Hedberg is almost done for. So this was going well when it was only one army at a time, but now their third army is going to come in up here. Man, this doesn't look good. You stupid dogs. You know what? Let's do that. These missile dudes are hurting us a fair bit. Got a good battle joint here, which could use some leadership. Go ahead, get over there. Let's see, use your hex in this area. What are you guys doing? Yeah, I'm afraid we're done for when these guys arrive. Oh, sorry, I'm missing some votes. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Chris Markinson, for reminding. Request Wednesday. Voting is open. Ken Psycho wants to know, how does one request a game? Yep, as Chris Markinson just says, you just type in, I vote for. James Miller is voting for Total War Warhammer. Total War Hammer. Shoot a monkey. Alright, everything is falling apart, which is pretty much what I figured was going to happen. It's falling apart. Well, if there had only been 2 of their armies, we might have been able to do pretty well. This is a little misleading. It's a horse and a pistol. It looks kind of like a surrender flag, like that. Like just when I just glance at it, it looks a bit like that, and I'm like, oh, they've surrendered, but they clearly have not. All right, let's try to. You guys have done a great. Oh, good lord, you guys are way too far up there. Yeah, you guys finished chewing up these archers. This does not look good over here. Actually, it looks okay. But we've basically exhausted ourselves by taking them out. Do another hex, which, you know what, let's save it. Alright, you guys come on back here. Let's see if we can... set up a new line. Some of the mods that are on this game, that are on Steam Workshop for this game, are things like preventing these guys coming back. Like this happens pretty quickly. These guys are broken now. There's only 17 of them, but they're going to run over here. They're going to restore, and they're going to keep coming. They're going to come back in. Which, you know, realistic? Yeah, probably not. When you freak out and run from a battle, you don't generally at this point reform and then come back in. But is it a gameplay thing? Yeah, probably. But at any rate, a lot of folks don't like that, and there are mods that shut it down. Alright, you come back here. See, like, look. They're coming to attack me. Now, what does that pulsing mean? Wavering, yeah. Yeah, our heroes are definitely hurt. Taking fire? Oh, because he's once again standing out in front. That's the thing, when you have spells, sometimes your spell's range can be detrimental to you. Alright, please leave me alone, you stupid 29 spearmen with shields. Yikes! 18 Ungors left. See, look, and here come these jerks again. I like that wavering, that pulsing, because that means their morale is wavering. Oh, good lord. Oh, thank you so much, Chris Marketson. We have a vote for Earth Defense Force 4.1. EDF 4.1. Not to be confused with the Earth Defense Force in Red Faction Guerrilla. And that was from Canned Psycho. Canned Psycho. Yeah, our remaining infantry are not really holding up very well. Shoot, we're probably going to break shortly and run away. Yeah, we have just way too many arrows messing up our morale. Everybody's got just minimal hit points. This is normal. This is the kind of usual progression for when you first play a Total War campaign, right? Is you jump in, you start attacking too fast, you're not patient as far as like hanging back and building up a huge stack, because you want to get a stack of doom going, right? And then you do something like this, where you get into a fight and, oops, everybody's dead, I have to reload. Right, I'm trying to get everyone to fall back and build up your morale. See that gray? Do you guys know all this stuff? Like that gray bar is his morale, that red bar is how much health he has. Oh good, yes, please run at me, cavalry, run at my spearmen. This will be nice. Nope, and they're kiting me, jerks. No, and now as soon as I turn to fight these guys, oh, you guys are such jerks. Well, they're almost dead. Their morale is breaking. And up here is the overall progress of the battle. As you can see, it does not look good. Oh, our monsters are such veterans. Look at them. Their morale is good. So at this point, shouldn't I just order the general retreat? Isn't that a button somewhere? Or it's just this, concede defeat, right? I'm just going to hit Control A. Oh, good lord, yeah, look here. Look at what's left. I didn't do anything, by the way. That all just happened. A near thing. Alright, so it was a close defeat. Ken Psycho says, isn't the gray bar ammo? I don't think so, because not all units have ammo. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Because what would the gray bar be on a unit that's a melee unit? But maybe you're right. Actually, no, that can't be right. I'm tempted to just load up a test battle to find out. All right, so let's see. So losses were pretty much the same. Unfortunately, they had this many more people than we did. They captured 138 of our dudes. What happens now? I guess he just drives back our stack. The game is thinking about what to do with us. Whoa, what happened? That's a loss. Here's this Civ style, like all the events in the order that they happened. I do love that. Let's enjoy that again. Watch things happen on the map. Look, there's something. There's something. These are these events, by the way. Then that happened. I think we clear out one more, don't we? So exciting. What do we... Oh, all of this. We've still got this much of the map to go. Maybe we didn't get it. No, I know we killed it. Yeah, there we go. And that's it. So this is the whole campaign. It's like a mini campaign, I think they call it. There's our records. Let's look at our stats. Oh, wow. Numbers, most of which are 0. We got a lot of zeros in that campaign. All right, well. All right, so that is just a quick glimpse of the Total Warhammer Beastmen DLC. The real thing you want to do with these guys, Grand Campaign, this is just, I kind of don't even know why they did this. I mean, maybe to justify the fact that it's $20 DLC, they felt the need to not make it just a faction. But I'm not sure I care to do this. When, here's the point of the game. Beastmen. Top units, wait, we know that. Where do I pick my leader? Oh, that's the next screen, right? They can't trade. Diplomatic penalties with almost all factions. As I think, was it James said before, they get along with orcs, right? Aggressive unit roster with a variety of beasts and monsters. Confederation option allowing other Beastmen tribes to be merged with your war herd via diplomacy. I'm not sure how that's different from any other faction. And then race... Oh, play style. Right, sorry. Race mechanics are horde armies in close proximity will not suffer from infighting. Alright. Bestial rage penalties for any positive diplomacy conducted. Okay. Faction has no settlements. We know how hordes work. Infrastructure and military improvements are linked to each individual horde. And then they use corruption, like chaos. Alright, so then what happens, and then these are their main, their Cygor, Specialist Artillery. Yeah, these are their main, like, super units. Razor Gore Herd. Hideously mutated. They tear men apart in search for food. And Minotaurs. Alright, and then you continue. What is this showing us? Oh, right, here's where you choose one of your... Yeah, you choose whether or not you are the one-eyed dude, who is basically a melee leader, or Malagor the Dark Omen, who is a Bray-Shaman. And this is the case with a lot of these, is you kind of have, do you want the melee guy, or do you want the magic guy? So then you start a campaign, and then what... Yeah, and they have different starting units. Here's the difficulty option stuff. And let's just see what the campaign looks like when we start. Oh, Robert Harvey says he thinks the mini-campaign has an unlock. And then James Miller says they can add Ogres to Eye for an Eye. Eye for an Eye being the mini-campaign, which is another faction. Wait, what? We get another faction in the mini-campaign? What do you mean? I thought the mini-campaign was just something you play as the Beastmen. Oh, and this... So this is the same... Like this is the little starting cinematic for the factions, which I think always, we're just getting bits of the other one, but it shows you why that little that narrator there, like why he is your advisor during the tutorial tips. It folds him into the storyline. All right, we know this stuff. So apparently there is some incentive to unlock, to finish the mini campaign and unlock something. This guy. Alright, I do want to let this play because it tends to show you like what the starting setup is.
For I am not a man, but you have received the vision. You know who has sent me. My desire is as yours, to see the cloven ones tear down all civilization. So let us begin. To the north, past the mystic forest of Atheldoren, is Bretonia. Arrogant and aloof, its glittering spires a sure sign of self-righteousness. You should bring ruin to this pretty realm.
So that's the human faction, basically.
East of Bretonia lies the Empire, the very pinnacle of mankind's hubris. Its capital, Altdorf, is the center of power and a symbol of its surety. Reduce it all to rubble.
Also the human faction.
The Empire is powerful, but divided. You must strike soon, for it may yet unify and seek to bring civilization to the backgrounds. To the south, the border princes hold a tentative...
These are all humans so far, if I'm not mistaken.
Yet they are isolated by the mountains and the Blackfire Pass. Soft targets for a hungry herd such as ours. Destruction is in your blood, Nui Gorleth, and the world must know it. Sow as much as you can. The cloven ones shall destroy the world of man.
So I guess it was showing us that because we hate humans? Now, is this, you guys might know, so here's the campaign map. Basically you have like orcs, dwarves, undead, vampire counts, humans, and then the chaos start up here and then work their way down. Did they add this peninsula? Was this always there? I think, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me, they stuck a peninsula on here from which the Beastmen start. Just like the chaos group starts, like they start in one of these places and then work their way down. So I might be wrong about that. You guys who have played more recently than I have would probably know that. Because I don't remember, was this always sticking out here? Robert Harvey wants to know, is the starting setup always the same? Yes, it is always the same. James Miller says he thinks the Wood Elves will be the next DLC because of where the map is going. Can Psycho wants some pirates. Are there pirate factions? Because that would involve sea battles, right? Which you do have currently, but it's not like a full land battle. But you can have ships fight each other. That definitely happens. All right, so these are just humans that we just trash their settlements, right? Let's get out of this map. Let's look at our diplomacy stuff. Because we don't really like these guys. Okay, so here are the greenskins. They're like wild orcs, right? So yeah, I think this was all added. I might be wrong. And these are our first humans for us to beat up on. Basically, our feeder settlements, right? Carcassonne. Oh, I hate Carcassonne so much. It's a board game. It's a tile-laying game, which I think is obsoleted. Kinds of things.
Only the Grail companions of old could hope to best me, yet you would try with words.
Aren't we? Oh yeah, here we go. And then, yeah, well, okay. That's a rich diplomatic option. We can declare war. Let's see. What can we do with the greenskins? The standard stuff. They don't like us enough for the pacts. All right. And I'm guessing we expand out, and for the most part, the orcs like us, and all the humans hate us. That's my guess. Let's real quick look at our victory conditions. Oh, objectives, right? So victory conditions for the short campaign are raise 25 settlements, earn a metric ton of gold, excuse me, not gold, favor. Yeah, favor from raiding. Oh, and then just wipe out. Is this all the humans? It can't be. Maybe it is. Yeah, wipe out all the humans. Win the following battle. So I wonder, is there the idea that there's a scripted battle with the leader we didn't choose? Win the follow. Oh, I think there's a battle that he has to be the leader. Win the battle with him fighting the battle, not against him. Win the battle with. All right, that makes sense. Now, if we go for the long campaign victory, and the way Total War Warhammer works is you just play, and if this happens, it's like, hey, you got a short victory. If you want to keep playing, go for it. Go for the long victory. It's not like you're clicking or choosing one of the others. So the long campaign victory is basically, it's the same for everyone. It's like, kill everybody, make sure chaos doesn't take over the world, which I guess here you do want, right? Because they spread chaos corruption. And then furthermore, if it's a little bit much for you to just have the long-term goals, these little things give you intermediate goals. So first we just raise 4 settlements, should be pretty straightforward. Then we're earning money. Then we're recruiting heroes. Then maintain a horde. Well, these seem super easy. Defeat these guys. Am I misremembering something, or does that seem like an awfully abbreviated list of chapters? Huh, alright. Well, at any rate, there is some Total War Warhammer DLC, the first meaningful round of DLC. You can also pay $2 for blood effects. For $20, you can add these Beastmen to the campaign. You can play the mini-campaign. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. Next Friday, we'll give away 6 more games. I can so far say at least 2 of them will not suck, will not be terrible games. If you have any votes for Request Wednesday, I think I got everyone who voted today. You can type those into the chat channel at any point by typing I vote for and then the name of a game. You can also just add it to the comment section. I will then add that game to the kitty, and we draw from the kitty on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific to find out what's being played on Wednesday. Please give these videos a thumbs up. That's awesome for me when you do that. Not sure how, but it does calculate into something or another. We're a mere 80 or so subscriptions away from me getting tipsy on the air during one of these streams. You can find me on Twitter at QT3. You can find the stuff I write at quarter-to-3.com. And you can find my Patreon campaign at patreon.com/TomChick. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. We'll be posting next week's schedule on Sunday night. And we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, you guys. Bye-bye.